Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be taking you with me while I fill up all of my fountain pens for the week. At work I noticed that I only had like 2 or 3 that still had ink in them, so we're going to go ahead and figure that out. So let me put this back to make sure everything's in order. I am actually missing 1 fountain pen to fill up this little case. So in this spot I keep my Sharpie because can't really go wrong with the Sharpie. You need it for just about everything, or at least I do. Moving from left to right, we have my Pilot Falcon soft nib. It's one of my favorite pens because it is my only flex nib pen. And I finally broken it in, so it's perfect for the way I write. Then we have my Pilot Metropolitan. This is in the Retro Pop series, and I have a fine nib on it. This was my very first fountain pen that I ever purchased, and I got it off of Amazon. And that is the pen that started it all. Next, we have my Pilot Vanishing Point Matte Black. It is a fine nib, and if you're new to fountain pens, the Pilot Vanishing Point is one of the retractable pens. And sorry, I'm getting distracted because my cats are having crazy running around time. So if you can hear like little thumping on the floor, that's them. And now we have a Pilot Cavalier. This is the pen that I purchased while I was in Tianjin, China. I got it from the Joy City Mall from a shop called Monogram. This is a fine pen, and it's super nice because it still has some weight to it, but it's still very thin of a pen compared to some of my others. One thing to note, because I didn't know it when I purchased it because it was one of those impulse buys, it is not a gold nib, so it's very stiff and it doesn't really do very much, but it has a super thin nib because of that. We then have my TWSBI Diamond 580. This nib is an extra fine. It was my first demonstrator pen I ever got. And fun story, this is my second Diamond 580 because my first one got stolen on campus. Pilot Vanishing Point Decimo. This one is an extra fine. And boy, can you tell the difference between the fine and the extra fine for these vanishing points. It is the difference between a needle and a regular nib. Or for me, at least. I'm not one of those people that gets nibs ground to be like super extra needle fine. So to me, this is the thinnest nib I own. I don't know why I'm unscrewing everyone. This is another Pilot Vanishing Point. It is the black and gold. This is a medium nib. Another Pilot Vanishing Point red and gold. This one is a fine nib. And TWSBI Eco medium nib. If you haven't noticed, I have a thing for Pilot. I just really like their pens. I think that they produce really great quality. So eventually this will change. I will only have this amount of pens, but they will be swapped out for different ones. Because overall, I want to have all gold hardware and preferably all gold nibs. So this will be gone, this will be gone, this might be gone because it kind of has the goldy color in the body, so I'm kind of iffy on whether this one will stay or not. This one might stay just because it is my main souvenir from my time in China. This will go. I can tell you right now, this will go. And this might just make its way into the regular pen drawer for like if you're in the kitchen and you need something to write with, because it kind of got lost in my couch for a while, and so I don't know if you can see it, but it is all kinds of scratched up, dinged up, rough. I thought I lost it for some months, and then during winter spring cleaning, it kind of revealed itself. And now we have my inks. I keep them in a little chest. And let's go through what I have here. So I like a lot of the Irashizuku inks. Some of the labels have come off, so I've replaced them, but this one is Konpeki. I am almost through with it, actually. I didn't even realize that. But in terms of if you look at it straight on, it's about here, so I might be able to finish this before the end of the year. Next we have Sutsuji. This one I also purchased in China. Yamabudo, which it's right around there with Konpeki, except just a little bit more ink. This one doesn't have a label, but I know that it's Asagao or Asagao. You know what I mean. And Yamaguri. I really like the Irashizuku inks because they flow really easily. They are very, very, oh, what's the word? I don't know the word. This is Sayoro. The one I just put down was Momiji. Shinryoku. Fuyugaki. Then we have Monteverde. This is Onyx, just as black. Cornflower, Carnation, Marigold, and Iris. This is all of my inks. I did have the flowers gift set that you can purchase from Goulet Pens, but I did not like the consistency of the inks. I've given most of them away. The only reason I've kept these is because they're fairly unique colors that I don't have otherwise. So I just wanted to keep them along. But yeah, we're going to go ahead, clean out my pens, and then I'll get right back with you to fill them up. See you later. Okay, we're back. My pens are clean, and now we can pick out what we want in what. So, first, I'm sure you're wondering what this is. This is just a little vial of Goulet pen flush that I just reuse and reuse and reuse whenever I leave ink in a pen too long. And these are 2 glasses cleaning cloths that I use as my ink rags. Notice a pattern of pink and blue. And a whole lot of pink. Okay. So first pen I'm gonna start out with, I actually know what I want to put in it. So for our Vanishing Point medium, we are gonna go with an orange. So Fuyugaki by Irashizuku. Going to go ahead and unscrew this. Orange is one of my least favorite colors, but I'm having a hankering for orange. I've been noticing that a lot of people in their Christmas decorations, instead of going with the traditional red, are using orange this season, and so I'm digging it. Whether that's just me being trendy or me just accepting that the color orange isn't terrible, who knows? But here we are with some orange ink in my pen. Why is this? There we go. At the very end of the video, I'll be swatching everything, so you'll be able to know. So that's one down. I'm actually gonna put this to the side, that way I know I've used it. Next, let's do my Cavalier. Part of me wants to match the ink to the pen, part of me doesn't care, and most of me just really wants to use pink. I'm very interested to see how this light pink works with such a thin nib. I've only ever used it in like a medium TWSBI, so we'll see exactly what happens here. Two down. Next up, ooh, sorry little guy. Let's see. I don't want to just put black in it like I always do. I actually want to have some fun this time. The only two colors that have ever been in this pen are black and Shinryoku. So I want to do something different. I just don't know what. Purple? Maybe purple? That sounds good enough. And like, this process does not take long. It's the cleaning that takes forever. But you only have to do it if you want to switch out the colors or if it's been forever since you've cleaned your pen. So it's not that big of a deal. But I get so tired with my actual lineup of colors that I just end up having to clean it so often. I want brown. Let's go with brown. Brown's one of those colors where I bought because it's a classic and I want to use it more often, but I don't. But I think now is a good time. Also, one thing to note about these bottles, if this is dirty and this is dirty, you will have a heck of a time trying to screw it off. Sorry, I bumped the camera there. Oh, I'm so professional. Next pen is my Metropolitan. I don't know what ink to put in here. I just used that one in this pen. How about this one? Red and green. It's the only time of the year that I can get away with this. I'm not necessarily a fan of matching inks, but I'm leaning more and more to it. Like, you saw some of the pens don't exactly match, but they're still in the same color family for the most part. So putting green in a red pen is something I wouldn't necessarily do, but 'tis the season. And I really only wipe them down whenever I do notice. And then Future Justice is very frustrated with me because I screwed her over. And I understand her frustration with me, and I'm living with it. Part of me feels like I should be talking the entire time that I do this, because a lot of the times whenever I watch these videos, the person creating it has a script or it's a complete voiceover so they can edit however they feel like. But I honestly don't care. I'm doing this thing the best I can, trial and error. My channel is new, and we're just working with it. Also, do you notice that I kind of just stopped laying everything to the side because my consistency. And these 3 pens I laid to the side because they still have a fair amount of ink in them. And just to show you, I'm sure you saw it before, but like, that'll get me through another week. And then once that's out, I can refill it with something different. This is just filled with Monteverde Onyx. And then, I don't know if you can see all of this really, because the way I have to angle it, it's slooshy, but it's filled up to about here with Konpeki, so we'll be good. And then this one is about halfway full as well with Asagao, so we're fine. That's all of them. Let me transition you to the next clip where I am ink testing everything. Okay, so we have my traveler's notebook. This is a Goulet insert with Tomoe River paper, all blank. Because it's blank, I put down my handy dandy thing whose name I just forgot. And we're gonna go ahead and start. So, let's go ahead and give her a title. What did I do with my last one? Currently inked and then the date. Cool. Hey, editing Justice here. I just sped up this clip so that you don't have to be bored by me writing. It just takes a really long time to flex write, and so here we are. Also, I should note, oh no! Rookie mistake. Okay, let's see if we can wipe this off. Editing Justice here again. I have returned to writing. At this point, I'm really just checking and confirming the way in which I formatted it last time. Essentially, I did a little square scribble where I can see the ink, and then I wrote down the ink's brand, the name of the ink color. Below that, I have the pen's brand, the model, and the nib size. And so I'm just going through doing everything like that. And let's talk about mistakes. So, a lot of times, if I did that smudge on a past spread, that'd be it. This page would be gone, it'd be scrapped, I would start over. But I have started learning to live with the mistake instead of following my perfectionist ways, because I find that a lot of times it is counterproductive. My boyfriend, encouraged me, I guess you would say, with one of my doodles in a past video. You saw that I drew Mary Smith from Mary and the Witch's Flower, and there was a spot where I messed up really bad. Danny, who is my boyfriend, nudged me, and so I just got ink all over the place, and he encouraged me to just continue through with it. I was already so far with the drawing that I may as well finish it and continue on. And that was really good for me. It was a turning moment, really. And so that's what I'm doing here. I have a smudge, but I'm going with it. Okay, that is everything. As a review, 1 second. I'm just grabbing a sticker to put down over this. But as a review, we have all these guys. I don't know if I'm going to like this. It's so light. I really don't think that I'm going to enjoy that. So we'll see if I end up dumping the converter and refilling it later on in the week. I am not a very wasteful person, so I don't think that will end up happening. But it's a possibility. The color's so light in that, so it's going to hurt my eyes while writing with it. And that is the biggest thing for me, because I can appreciate how pretty it is, because that is my favorite color. But I don't think that it's going to work out. Who knows, though? All takes time. And this is a washi sticker roll that I got from Etsy. But yeah, we have gone through this journey together of filling up my pens when I should actually be packing, because I'm moving in 2 weeks. 2 days after Christmas, essentially. But we're doing this instead. So thanks for procrastinating with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.